So we have today the story of Jesus giving the 2 commandments. And what was apparently unique to Jesus' teaching was that they were not really 2 commandments at all. They were one. There was this essential connection. You cannot love God without loving your neighbor, and vice versa. So this is our lesson this morning about what's most important. We also have the church teaching us when it says that the Eucharist is most important. In terms of to participate fully and consciously in the Eucharist is the most important activity of a member of the church. These two blend together nicely to give us a reflection on why we have come here today. I think it begins with an understanding of how important it is in love to express it, to say, I love you. Maybe you remember, clear back at the response song, what did we say? Oh Lord, I love you. That's what we sang again and again and again. That itself is enough reason to come this morning. We gather then in response to God's invitation when He says, Hear, O Israel. We have come here to listen to the Lord, to hear the story of God's amazing love for us and for all. And we gather here to be instructed on the meaning of love. What does it mean to love our neighbor? And who is my neighbor? But also, who is my God? And how do I love God? We gather here because, as Paul teaches us so often, love is not limited to our deeds. It must flow from our heart as well, from our faith and trust in God. We gather here then to fall in love with God and to fall in love with one another, our neighbor. As we approach the altar, we establish again that great covenant of love. Love of God, love of neighbor. It's what we do each time we come to Mass. Why is this important? Well, there is false love. There is false religion. We have many examples. Each of us, I'm sure, in our own personal life, have seen and experienced false love and false religion. Faith without works. Faith without love. Which is the world's teaching to love ourselves, to love our world, to love power and wealth and esteem. But there are examples here of the opposite. We have just recently celebrated All Saints' Day. And we hold up these saints as an example that a saint is a person who loves God and loves their neighbor with all of their life. And so we gather here to be instructed and to be fed, to be strengthened in our resolve through word, through sacrament. Faith is so important to be lived. We are sent from here as well to love in deeds, not just in words. Jesus teaches us this morning. It is in the deeds themselves that we love God and love our neighbor. Warm feelings are not enough. Or to stop short of the cross, not enough. We are to love as He loves us. We are to love them as He loves them. We gather here today because God is love. And we who are made in the image and likeness of God, we find in those two commandments our life, ourselves, all that we live for.